Welcome to the podcast for episode 1105, Idioteque. And here we are now at the end of the first week, and I gotta say, they went out with a bang. Probably the best episode yet for multiple reasons. First thing to talk about is Bianca and Drew. I don't really care either way if they're together or not. I don't mind them together, but if they're not together, it's not the end of the world to me. I am really enjoying the storyline though. Drew being extremely paranoid in class, at home, his whole life is flipped upside down, and it is because of Bianca. And I think he's doing a really great job portraying, a scared role. A gang is after you. He could potentially die at any time. The storyline is excellent. You really feel for Drew, and you feel for Bianca. You feel for both of them on both sides of the story. On one hand, you got Drew nervous for his life. On the other hand, you got Bianca, who knows she's done things wrong in her life, and now she kind of wants, to have a boyfriend and try to do things right. But she's done so many things in her past, it's hard for her to be able to be the person that someone can trust, due to all of her previous demons and her background that's so dark. A lot of people don't want to deal with that, especially someone like Drew, who essentially has had, a relatively easy life on his part, and now in the past year, he's been involved in scandal after scandal. He's losing trust with his mom, and he's trying to get back on the right track. It's going to be really interesting to see where they go from here with this. I love that this is the central storyline of the season. It's still very interesting, even after being, dealt with now, and I'm still very curious to see how it's all going to play out. Also, in the Bianca and Drew storyline, I really like the scene in the gym with Dave and Drew. Dave is not one of my favorite characters. Kind of neutral about him, but I just really like the interaction with him and Dave in the scene. I thought that was really well done, really well written. It seems like they don't really know what kind of storylines to give Dave, but him helping out another character in a storyline, I think he does good at that, and this was definitely true in the scene with Drew in the gym. I thought Drew getting beat up at the end, even though we've seen most of it in promos and pictures, was still pretty intense. So the Drew and Bianca storyline still has me very interested. They're going about it in a great way, and I'm hoping for some really big payoff at the end of the summer season with this. Now the next storyline, I don't really have any words for this. Connor going around school and various places collecting girls' underwear. It's definitely an interesting storyline. It's something, new and something they've never done before, and, I gotta give them props for thinking of something like that. We haven't really seen anything like that in Degrassi. But I don't know, it's weird. It's almost to the point now where it's like creepy. So yeah, Connor yesterday on the episode at Fiona's house took a pair of her underwear, okay, whatever. And now he's taking Miss O's underwear, he's sneaking into the girls' locker room, and I don't know with this. I'm very curious to see what people say about this. I'm definitely looking out for the fans' opinions and stuff. Let me know what you think about this storyline. Do you think it's interesting? Do you think it's creepy? Do you think it's stupid? I'm very curious about this one. And on another note about the locker room, I don't think we've ever seen the Degrassi showers. I guess we've seen the locker room, but these are Degrassi showers. And as I say that, I just think of Darcy and Manny when Darcy cut herself in the shower. But this was like a whole big full scene of it. And they looked very different, so I guess they redid them and everything. But once again, it's very cool to see different areas and interiors on Degrassi. So I like that this season they're showing a bunch of different locations and not the same old through the halls of Degrassi, but exploring the different areas of Degrassi, which is very good. And also about the showers, I don't know if anyone picked up on this, but I loved the callback to Shantae and the sticky notes. She was going on about that, how it was her who got all the clubs, back going again at Degrassi and stuff. I really like that callback and the reference to the only thing Shantae's ever done in her entire run on the series. And now to probably my favorite part so far of the entire season, Anya and Owen. I love them together. I think they're going to be my one of my favorite couples ever. I don't know, there's just something about them together that I just find so interesting. And for a second, when I was looking at my TV, I kept thinking, Jay? 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 More so the way Owen looked, it was just making me think of Jay for some reason. I don't know. But I love them together. I thought that storyline was interesting as well. But the best part about the storyline was finally, Riley speaks in season 11. It's about damn time. I was kind of expecting Anya to tell Riley, though, because, you know, how close they were and everything, and I really wanted them to talk about Dr. Chris, because he obviously knows about him. You know, and the character balance is always hard, because they have so many main characters on the show, and recurring characters, that they try their best to give balance to everyone. And even though myself and others have been complaining about Riley not really being in the episodes, you know, they're doing a fairly good job of trying their best to update, you know, with everyone's storylines, and doing their best with fitting little things in here, little things there. So, I mean, we can't really complain. There's a lot of other storylines going on right now, and we already know Riley and Zane will have some big stuff coming up. They're going to have some big plot lines coming up very soon. So we have that to look forward to. And that about wraps it up there for the first week of my podcasting. Tomorrow you can join me for a very special wrap-up, as I'll be discussing my favorite storyline of the week, my favorite character of the week, my least favorite character of the week, my least favorite storyline, and all that good stuff. And hopefully you can join me and hopefully some special guests tomorrow as we talk about the first week and the wrap-up. Degrassi Extra. Who takes showers at a high school when class is in session on top of that? Miss O. Miss O, my God, what are you thinking? And why didn't she react to not having any underwear? And what is going to happen next with the great underwear keeper, Connor? I am speechless. What is happening on Degrassi? What is happening? Okay, goodbye.